So you're trying to find ways to get a quieter mind, aren't you?
Mm-hmm.
Less internal noise, maybe more peace.
Yes, serenity.
And look, we know you're busy. You want the important stuff, the things that actually work without wading through tons of information.
Exactly.
So that's our plot today. We've gone through the material, and our mission, it's pretty clear. Pull out the key ideas for finding that calmer mental state.
Precisely. We're aiming straight for the core of what helps build a calmer brain. You know, getting past the obvious stuff to give you something practical.
Okay, so we're starting with this big question. Want a calmer brain? I mean, it sounds simple, but what does that really mean in terms of like what we can actually do?
Well, that desire is definitely common, but getting there, it means realizing a calm brain isn't something that just happens. It's shaped by things we can, actively work on.
Right. So if wanting it is step one, what are the main things that influence this? What makes our minds feel uh, calm versus chaotic?
Think about the really direct link between our physical selves and our mental state. For instance, sleep. Consistent, good quality sleep is just fundamental.
Uh-huh.
If we're sleep deprived, our nervous system is often kind of jacked up,
Yeah.
makes calm much harder to reach.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And same with regular exercise. It can be a great way to release that pent-up stress.
Totally. Trying to think straight or feel relaxed when you're just running on empty,
Yeah.
that's a really tough ask.
It really is.
So it sounds like getting those basic physical habits sorted is pretty crucial for a calmer brain, like laying the groundwork.
Absolutely. These habits, they directly influence our brain chemistry. They affect the signals that shape our mood and how we feel mentally.
Okay, but here's something interesting. It's not just about the body, is it?
No, definitely not.
Because even if you're sleeping well, eating right, sometimes that internal chatter, that mental noise, it's still just relentless.
That is such a critical point.
Yeah.
Yeah. Our own thought patterns can be a huge source of that unease. Learning to just notice those thoughts instead of getting all tangled up in them,
Yeah.
that's a really powerful skill for finding calm.
Like stepping back and just observing them
Yeah.
without judging them.
Exactly that. Things like mindfulness meditation, they help us build that space. It's not really about stopping thoughts altogether, which is pretty much impossible anyway,
Right.
but more about changing our relationship to them so they don't have such a tight grip on our emotions.
Okay, so it seems like this path to a calmer brain has like two main lanes. There's taking care of the physical side to build a solid foundation,
hmm
and then there's developing that awareness of what's going on inside our own heads.
That sums it up nicely. It's about both the sort of external conditions we set up for our brains and the internal skills we practice to handle our thoughts and feelings.
Right. So what's the bottom line here for you listening?
hmm
This simple question, want a calmer brain?
Yeah.
It's not just wishful thinking, is it?
Mhm.
It's really a starting point for actively influencing your own mental experience,
Yeah.
making deliberate choices about, lifestyle and that inner awareness.
And it shows that even small things, small, consistent efforts, maybe grabbing an extra half hour of sleep or just taking a few moments to breathe mindfully,
Yeah.
those can really add up over time. They build towards a greater sense of overall calm.
So the core idea really is that a calmer brain isn't some far-off fantasy. It's actually achievable,
It is.
something we can cultivate by looking after both our body and our mind.
Precisely. It's about realizing you actually have some influence over your own mental state. You're not just stuck with it.
Okay, good point. So with that in mind, here's a final thought for you. What's maybe one small, doable thing you could try today? Maybe even right now in the next few minutes. Just one little step towards that quieter, more peaceful state of mind you're looking for.